Hey, welcome to today's mindset call, which is called Cry or Create. I'm very excited about today's mindset call. We're going to be flicking from Ezra 2:2 and also the book of Nehemiah. Cry or create. And I want to ask you this question. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like crying? Where it's come to a point where there's just so much going on that you can't even cry anymore? When was the last time you cried? I spoke to somebody over the weekend who says they can't remember the last time they cried. Crying is not an option. Have you ever been in a place where you block your emotions out completely, that there have been some things that if you really sat and digested them, they could have put you into depression? Have you ever been in a place where it must be God that's covered you because only God could have allowed you to continue to put one foot in front of the other? Have you ever been in a place where you've just sat there and just bawl? Where you've just said, you know what, I just can't do this no more. Could be the light bulb. I remember there was a time in my life where things were going crazy and I was just on the go, just fixing things, fixing things. Do I have any fixers on the call? Where something happens and the first thing you say is, okay, what do we do to fix it? How do we get this thing done? What do we need to do to sort this situation out? Trust me, I've been there. But then you get a situation that is so tiny. Somebody left the fork on the side of the sink after you've just washed up. Or the light bulb goes and you buck your toe. And that is it. You're sitting in that corner, bawling for 3 hours, crying for 3 hours. And you know it has nothing to do with the fork. It's nothing to do with the light bulb. It is very simply that point where enough has been enough. Have you ever been in a place where you've said, you know what, God, why me? Have you ever been in a place where you've said, how much more of this? Have you ever been in a place where you said, one day I wish other people care about me the same way I care about others? One day I wish I really had someone who rides for me, who's got my back. One day I really wish that somebody could see in my shoes. And I tell you, I've been there in all of the things I'm saying to you. I have been there. I asked, why, Lord, did you make me the oldest of nine? What, how much more can these shoulders carry? Can you choose someone else to be on the strong woman list this year, Lord? But you know what the Holy Spirit dropped in me? The Holy Spirit showed me that it is those that have gone through much that have been prepared for such a time like this. It is those that have been tested that he promotes. It is those that are faithful in what it is that he gives them that are the ones that see the glory. Come on now, somebody. Have you ever had anybody, I hate using the word bad mind you, but judge you or look at you or think that you have it all and they don't know how much you've gone through, how much you've lost, how much you've sacrificed just to be able to get what they think is the all, the little tiny icing on the cake, because you know there's so much more that God has put on your life. Have you ever been in a position where you just think to yourself, why am I putting on this brave face if people really knew the real truth? Have you ever been in a place where you can't even receive well done because in your hearts of hearts, you don't even believe you deserve the well done? Have you ever been in a place where God has laid on your heart a huge mission? And although persons feel like you've done so well, you know you're so far away from where God is taking you that you can't even sometimes stop and enjoy the process. It is absolutely nuts. By the age of 21, I had this property portfolio over 1 million, and I never once stopped to say, wow, I've actually accomplished stuff that 99% of my generation has not done. You know why? Because I was so quickly on to the next goal. I was so quickly on to just recovering and fixing things. And those of you know my story, we did a previous mindset on how that portfolio came on the back of pain. After they robbed my first house and I couldn't live there, I was seeking ways on how I could bounce back, rebuild brick by brick. And so one of the things I've looked at in not just my story of how, one property turned into four in 1 year. All because of survival, all because of me saying, Lord, okay, I can't live here. Show me a strategy so I can get. It was survival. Some of us don't even realize that we are a product of, our purpose is a product of what we've overcome and what we've survived. Let me say that in a different way. Maybe you're wondering why you've had to go through certain things, and God is saying that the reason you're going through those things is because you are going to be a subject matter expert at that thing. And unless I test you, unless I put obstacles there, unless I allow certain things, I can't see if you will last the test of time. Unless I put you in a position of wealth, I won't see if you're going to steward it well. How many of us have had money and blown it? Come on now. How many of us have been blessed and blown money like crazy? How many of us have been in a position where we had access to certain things and we dishonored the access? How many of us have been in a position where ego has taken over? How many of us have been in a position where God has blessed us with certain people, but we didn't receive it because we didn't even feel like we deserved it? Am I just talking about me? God blessed me with a mentor. And it took me some time to accept that that mentor actually wanted the best for me. It took me some time to accept that that mentor could be trusted. You know why? Because I was so used to the paradigm and the lies I taught myself that everybody is coming against me, everybody wants to steal from me. I was speaking to one of my mentees the other day and we were having a one-to-one. She's like, yeah, but Nikki, everyone I'm around, they cannot be trusted. They steal from me all the time. I said, when you say everyone, who is everyone? How many persons, how many people have you had steal from you? And we said, let's list them. Do you know it was 3 people? 3 people out of this world of 8 billion. And we've now written off the entire race. The entire human race has been written off based on 3 experiences. It's the lies that we continue to tell ourselves. And so I'm sitting here and I'm asking myself, what can we learn in seasons where things do not look like they're going exactly and according to plan? And Nehemiah is, of course, hands down, people started to call me now the Nehemiah of the time because I'm so obsessed with Nehemiah. And it was through talking to my mentor a couple of months ago that I realized that Nehemiah's first appearance was not actually in the book of Nehemiah. Let's go to Ezra 2, where it says, those who came with Zerubbabel were Jeshua, Nehemiah, Seriah, Reliah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, a bunch of names, Bigval, Rehum, and Bana. The number of the men of the people of Israel, the people of Parosh, 2,172. Right? Let's go down again. It's got a bunch of numbers, right? Go to verse 1. Now, these are the people of the province who came back from the captivity of those who had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away to Babylon, and who returned to Jerusalem and Judah, everyone to his own city. Hold up now. Let's go to Nehemiah. Let's skip now to the next book, which is after, by the way, Nehemiah. Right? Let's have a look here. Now, in verse 3, Nehemiah 1, verse 3. And they said to me, the survivors who left from the captivity in the province are there in great distress and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem is also broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. Number 4. So it was when I heard these words that I sat down and wept. Someone type in the chat, wept. And mourned for many days. I was fasting and praying before the God of heaven. And I said, I pray, Lord God of heaven, O great and awesome God, you who keep your covenant and mercy with those who you love and observe your commandments. Please let your ear be attentive and your eyes open, that you may hear the prayer of your servant, which I pray before you now, day and night for the children of Israel, your servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against you. Stop. I want to put this into context because I want to make sure we're all understanding this. So, those of you that don't know, at this point when Nehemiah is speaking, Nehemiah has come out of captivity. He's no longer in the environment he used to be in. But he's crying. Why? Because he understands the pain of what it was. How can he understand the pain of what it was? He's understanding it because he was once there. He was once there. He was there. In the book of Ezra, it says he's come out. He was coming out with them. So he's now in the king's palace. He's now the cupbearer to the king. This man is living a good life. He's exposed to, top people. He's around, the real cream of the crop, as you put it. But he is sitting there weeping and crying out to God. He's in pain because he has once been there. How many of us have ever been in a situation of pain? How many of us have ever felt pain in our life? Pain over our family members, pain over finances, pain over our children, pain in relationship, pain when it just comes to general. We understand pain. But how many of you have ever gone through something that when somebody calls you and tells you what they've gone through, because you've gone through it, it's a different type of pain. It's a different type of connection that you have with that person because you can say, I know exactly how she feels. I know exactly how he feels because I've been there. There's a different type of pain. I was saying to one of my sisters the other day, I've not lost a parent, praise God. And so if there is anybody that has lost a parent, I can call, I can pray. But there's a different type of connection to somebody who's lost a parent to that person than it would be for somebody else who has never had that situation happen to them. They can speak from a different place. I've been cheated on. I've been left pregnant. So when somebody who is pregnant comes to me and they're in pain or they're having problems relationship wise, I can stay and wrestle and pray with them because I know exactly how they feel. But I can also say, sis, this is a season where you can't keep sitting down crying. This is a season for you to create. You got to create your own joy. You got to create your own peace of mind. You got to create your own results. You got to create your own, you've got to get in your imagination. I can say that without being unsympathetic because I've been there. The rebuild was created on the back of my pain. So there's something about going through it yourself that allows you to connect. But here's what Nehemiah did not do. He did not pray forever. The Bible says he prayed for many days. He mourned for many days, but then he fasted. I want to give you 7 tips, right? 7 tips that we can take from Nehemiah to understand that in the season of pain, this is where we can really discover the call that God has over our lives, but also as well with strategy, we can then begin to create. Why is this happening? What is this telling me? What are the lessons that I need to learn? The first thing is, yes, he did cry. It is okay to cry. It is okay to release that and cry and have a good old bawl. Bawl it out. But here's what I will say. Don't stay there. Don't stay. And when I say cry, I'm not just meaning the physical cry. Some of us are still living in the pain of what happened to us. Some of us still project it. Some of us still have the insecurities. Some of us are still crying by the actions and decisions that we're making. Are we making a decision from a place of healing? Here's a big word, trust. How many of you are come as you are in February, and we couldn't move from this topic because so many people in the room had quote unquote trust issues. How many of you had somebody break your trust? How many of you have somebody destroy your trust? How many of you have somebody who you've trusted and they let you down? How many of you had somebody who trusted you and you let them down? Trust is a big one. I see it all the time. So because that had happened to me, I don't trust nobody. So the first thing we got to do is yes, we can cry, but we're not going to stay down. We're not going to stay out. Nehemiah then prayed. He fasted. That's number two. He prayed and he fasted and he spoke to God first. Someone say God first. Some of us are so quick to be chatting to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Some of us are so quick to be running up our mouths. He spoke to God first. That was the first protocol that he said, let me go and speak to God. Let me go ask God some questions. Let me go kind of remind God, like, God, I know you are not a God that lies. I know that you are not a God that is about to fail me. I know that these people are hurting, Lord. I know you are not unfaithful. You're not unfaithful. Please hear me out. Question: what's your prayer life like? Are you too busy for your breakthrough? Is your prayer life so consistent that you say the same things every day? Is it a repetition thing? Is it a tick box exercise? Is prayer a part of your life? The Bible says pray without ceasing. Mm-mm-mm. Cupbearer to the king. Okay, Nehemiah 2. Nehemiah now hears from God, and God is like, go to the king and ask permission to go on a mission. You've been called to help these people. You've been called to help some people rebuild. Isn't it interesting that the place that once held him captive was the same place that he now was going back to rebuild? Let me put it like this. Sometimes you have to leave so you can go back and lead. So what is it that you have to do in order to impact the old version of you? Who is it that you're called to serve and build based on what you've been able to overcome? And he goes to the king and says, hey, king, look, I know I'm supposed to be your cupbearer. I know I'm supposed to be here serving you, helping you out. But God has laid a mission on my heart. God has laid this on my heart that I've got to go and help some people. Number 3 for you is to figure out, what is that thing teaching you? What is the thing that you're a subject matter expert at that you have literally overlooked? Maybe you've had a miscarriage. Maybe you've suffered from a loss of a parent. Maybe you've been caring for relatives, dementia, Alzheimer's. Maybe you've had disability, maybe in a wheelchair. Maybe you've had relationship breakdown and rebuild. Maybe you have something unique about your dynamic. What is it about what you've been through, overcome, what you're living right now that could literally be a blueprint to help other people rebuild? I want you to have a think about that this week. It's a perspective shift. Let me shift my perspective to say, why is this happening to me? But let me shift this perspective to say, this has happened for me so that I can now become a subject matter expert. Here's number 4. Know who you're going to go to for advice. This is a big one. He went to the king because the king not only was going to grant him access into the next level and give him support and resources, but this king carried weight. This king had a network. This king could provide solutions. He went to the king because he knew that he in those days you needed the approval anyway, but it was almost an authority thing. It was the king covering him. Here's a question: who covers you? You know, a lot of people think that people cover them until have you ever had a person of authority that you thought loved you, that you thought could help and support your vision, but then become in competition with you? Have you ever had somebody of authority that used to be supposed to be looking after you that violated their position? Have you ever had somebody of authority that you once put in a certain predicament only to realize when you got close, they wasn't who you thought they were? Here's a clue on how you really begin to know if someone has your back. Is there a benefit for them only, or does it support me and my vision? If you are only the one pouring, if you are the only one, if it's all about other, have you ever had a friend that everything is only about them? They've never once asked you how you are. They've never once checked in to see if you are okay, to see if you need anything. They never once said, how are you getting on with that vision? They never once put it on you to say, you said you were going to have that. You said you were going to do that. You said you were going gym. I ain't seen you at the gym, girl. Who is it that's around you right now that's holding you accountable? That can also provide resources. You know, the other day, one of the things, you know, I'm really hot on is leveraging the ladies inside the VIP community. And we have so many skills and talents in there. And the other day, someone came up to me and they were like, you know, Nikki, can you talk at my event? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, that'd be great for my sister Alfia. She's a corporate doctor. She does all the corporate stuff. That'd be great for her. Somebody else said they wanted something. I said, well, my sister Charmaine, she's the, you know, she's a boxing coach. That'd be great for her. Right? Spoke to a few people over the weekend. Oh yeah, I need a videographer. I need a photographer. Put my girl Gladys. Got my girl Blessing with all the personalized stuff. And I can't help it but connect people. But here's the thing, who's connecting you? You see, there's a lot of people that say that they're there for you, but they're there for you only to a point. They're not there for you tangibly to make sure. Here's another thing we do. Inside the community, one of the things I speak to the admin about is I talk about who's running a launch. Who's dropping a launch this week? Who's pushing their business this week? Let's make sure we share their stuff on social media, tag them in. You see, sometimes, and in the nicest possible way, sometimes people take the tiny things and don't see them as anything. But it's about who has your back when you're not even looking, when you don't even realize, like, oh, rah, see the admin over posting me this week. I see the admin overdoing this. It's very intentional. But he's gone to the king and the king said, listen, not only am I going to give you my blessing, but I'm also going to give you some resources as well. I'm going to line you up so that you can really do this thing and you're protected. Right? Here we go. So now Nehemiah starts to do what he needs to do. But here's what he does. Here we go. Here's the next point. He gets a team around him who's going to support the vision. A team. And he starts to position people on different gates. And he's like, okay, you're going to go on the fish gate. You're going to go on the water gate. You're going to go on this gate. Do you know that anytime God gives you a vision, it's always going to be bigger than just you? It's always interesting, perspective shifts. And I have a group inside the group that we talk, I was saying to them today about having the eyes open for attention to details. What are you looking for when you go places? What are your eyes paying attention to? Because there's a lot of things happening in our midst, especially since pandemic. Did you guys see during the pandemic, there were some people that were hitting the roof on sales, hitting the roof with their businesses, cleaning companies went through the roof, hand sanitizers went through the roof, online platforms went through the roof. Most people were not thinking about that. They were buying toilet paper. They were rushing to the store to buy toilet paper. Where there is a problem, the best of the best create, whereas the 99% cry. What are the opportunities right now around you that you could potentially be missing out on because your eyes are not looking at the right thing? Nehemiah was like, listen, this vision is bigger than just me. Let me arm some troops. Let me see if I can gather some people together. If you find it hard to gather some people together, let me tell you, there is an issue with your networking skills. There's an issue with the value that you're bringing to the marketplace. When you are valuable to the marketplace and you are putting yourself out there, you will attract the right types of people because value, nobody runs from good. If you have value, you will not have to chase people. You will attract people to you because there is value. Find a way to give value. Nehemiah casted a vision. He spoke to the people about the walls being rebuilt. He made it very clear where he was going and what the end result was, who was going to benefit. In actual fact, if you really study Nehemiah, it's almost like a business plan. Nehemiah is giving you a blueprint on how to build. Is anybody here in a season, like let's be honest, of newness? This is the just do it season. So this is the season where we're not going to overthink. We're not going to worry about what we don't have. We're not going to be thinking about who's going to believe in us or who's not. But is anyone in a season of newness where you're saying, listen, I need to create something. I'm in my creative bag. I've created, but now I need to get really onto a new level. I need to expand. I need to grow. I need to position myself as a subject matter expert. I've been through some stuff. People have told me that my story is a book, and now I need to start writing that book. I need to get in the lab. I need to drop the gift. I need to put it out there. But I'm praying that God will send me the right people. I'm praying that the resources, a lot of time we talk about we don't have the money. God has given me a vision bigger than the money. Let me tell you this, you don't have to worry about money when you have strategy. You don't have to worry about money when you have a vision. This month, I know my sister Laverne is launching her boot camp. And we spoke, and Laverne wanted to invest some money in a certain area. I said, listen, Laverne, we're investing no money in this area. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a plan where you can simply launch, right? She wanted to spend the money before I was like, girl, we ain't doing that. But bless her, coachable. She was like, okay, Nikki. And those of you know that you're going to have the people that you're called to serve, right? That you got to put your foot down. I have to put my foot down with her. Because here's the thing. There are going to be people that you're called to serve that will have an opinion, that are going to be strong. You cannot pray for weak people to be around you. You got to pray for strong people to be around you. You got to pray for persons to be around you that are going to be focused, dedicated, passionate, even passionate like you or more than you. And I saw Laverne's passion. I said, hey, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the bottom line. You ain't going to spend that money on that area. You don't need to. And shout out to Laverne. I don't know how much you had now, but we created a plan in less than a couple of weeks. Less than a couple of, literally, we had one mentorship call, and she's been in the bag. Albeit she has been doing the work. She's taken the word and she's done the work, which is the next one on the list of Nehemiah. He didn't just talk about the vision, he went and done the work. He got the plan, he got the people together, and then he did the work in that order. Some of us want to go running off doing things without getting the right people in order. The book From Good to Great, powerful book. The guy, Jim Collins, he says in Good to Great, he says the very first thing you do before you launch a vision is get the wrong people off the bus, the right people on the bus, and everyone in the right seats. Then you decide where you're going. Because if you go somewhere with the wrong people or the wrong people situated in different areas, you will crash and burn before you even started. And so we position. So shout out to Laverne. She's actually launched, right? And I think how many clients did you get for that boot camp? Paid clients, by the way, right? Strategy, right? So Nehemiah was very strategic. 13, there we go. 13 individuals signed up to her boot camp. Money in. just by strategizing, just by being coachable and understanding. Listen, coach says don't spend the money. I'm not going to spend the money. And I'll give it to her. She is. There are some people that want to do it their way. And I tell you this, sometimes when you go a different route, he went to God first, then he went to the king. And he said, listen, guide me, give me your blessing, but also show me strategy. And he did that. And so you want to get the wrong people off the bus. I don't even want to sit on that topic too much long because when you become, the wrong people won't even be attracted to be around you anyway. When you become, do you know, man don't slide in my DMs. I don't put that energy out there. I have no men sliding in my DMs to chat me up ever. I just don't have that energy. That's not the energy I put out. I don't put certain clothes on. I don't do certain things. And I'm not saying if a man slide you in your DM, you're attracting it or whatever. But the energy I put out, I just don't have that. I don't. In fact, the energy I get is people messaging me, Nikki, I probably couldn't afford you, but I'd love to have you come to this event if you can. That's the energy I have. I have the energy. People don't think they can afford me. What's the energy that you have coming to you? The energy Nehemiah had was people caught the vision and wanted to serve. They caught the vision and wanted to be a part of it. They caught the vision and said, listen, let's go do this. So he sets the people up on the gates. He gets the right people around him. But then, someone say, but then along comes Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem. In fact, Sanballat means hater in secret. These are people that were supposed to be helping him build. Next point, you have to prepare for no distractions. Some of you get distracted way too easily. I'll hold my hands up. It used to be me. I used to be so consumed about what people were saying about me, what people were saying about other people, what people were doing. People. The best part of being a coach is people. The worst part about being a coach is people. I don't care what people say. I am so not bothered about the people talking about anything negativity or anything distracted. Focus. Follow one course until successful. That's what focus stands for. Some of us get distracted too easy. If it's the television, someone ringing us, someone telling us to do something else. You said you were going to do. It makes me, it's so interesting how we change sometimes. Do you know before I got on this call, slightly delayed because I was talking to Pastor Luke, my mentor, and I can talk to you guys. You guys are my peoples. But I've under his mentorship, I've made 7 figures. Could you imagine me turning around to him now and going, "Now, bruv, it was all in me anyway. I don't really need you." Like I think I've reached. Could you imagine me now saying, ungrateful that, all Pastor Luke did was spoke into my life and tell me to write the book and sat on the phone with me for hours on end, giving me strategy. You see, I want to say something to you guys. Can I just digress a little bit? Is Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem did not understand the vision nor the mission that Nehemiah had. It is in contrast to the king that understood it. The king was ready to sacrifice his cupbearer. So sacrifice being served to allow Nehemiah to fulfill the mission that he needed to fulfill for the kingdom of God. Versus the haters, Sanballat, Tobias, and Geshem, hating in secret, that were whispering behind his back, plotting his demise. We don't have time to go into all of the things that they did, all the little strategic things that they did. But what they did is they lied on Nehemiah and said that he wanted to be bigger than the king. And they were threatening him like, listen, come and meet us. Otherwise, we're going to tell everyone that you want to take the king's seat. So they wanted to set him up and make him look ungrateful to the king. They also then hired somebody else to see if they could trick him to lure him away from building to go link them down the road so they could kill him. They then wanted to give him little flattery and be like, oh, bro, let's go out to lunch. No, bro. Nehemiah was like, should I come down to link you? Nehemiah 6:3. It's one of my favorite scriptures. I say, not right now, I'm building. But Nehemiah says that I'm doing a great work. Should this work cease so I can come down to you? Some of you need to speak to certain things and be like, I'm doing a good work. I'm not going to stop doing this work to speak to you. Now, that could be the bill that comes through the door. That could be a situation that happens. That could be anything at all that takes away your focus from something that you've said that you're committed to. Have you ever seen people that say, oh my God, God led me to you. God said that I should be following you. And then a month later, they switch their mark and say, God said something else. No, he's not. He is not a God of confusion. He don't do confusion. He don't do confusion at all. Can you imagine now the king going back to Nehemiah saying, actually, I don't think you should rebuild the walls. Come back and serve me as a cupbearer. Can you imagine Nehemiah saying, okay, because the haters have come now, I don't think God has told me to rebuild the walls. He leaves it half done. God gives you a vision, but he also allows tests to happen to see if you are really going to fulfill it, if you're really going to push through, if you're really going to make it happen, if you're going to be humble enough to submit to the process, even with the attacks on the other side. He's going to allow those tests to come through to see if you remember the pain that you've been in. Have you ever heard the saying, rich then switch? Where sometimes people forget where they're coming from. Where, I once had somebody say to me, babe, are you really going to go and do an event in Catford? Like South London? Yeah, that's where I'm from and I'm proud. That's where I'm from and I'm proud to be a South Londoner. I don't need to keep running up to Central London. I don't need to keep doing it in the fancy places because that's where all the money is at. No, what I'm doing is I know that God gave me the mission that I take from the rich. I take from the strategy from those that have been accessible to it and I bring it back to my people in South London as well. Very proud to be a South Londoner. Very proud to be a part of that. Right? Very proud. Don't care what no one says. I'll never deny where I come from. Nehemiah did not deny where he'd been, but he didn't allow his past to hold him captive. He made sure that he wanted to use that past to be able to fuel him so that he understood how the enemy worked, so he could go back there and strategically help the people. So they worked against him. Would it be a different story if Nehemiah aborted the mission halfway through and went home and started to cry about it? Oh God, I can't do this no more. Do you think it would have even made the book? Does anyone want to hear a story that only builds half a wall? Ouch. What do I mean? I mean, God has given you a vision. Some of you have even started it. God has told you to do something, but you have not pushed all the way through. Can I be honest? Some of you are lazy. Some of you are in doubt. Some of you are not believing God the way that you say you believe God. Some of you refuse to submit to a process. Some of you feel like you've made it already and that you don't need to do anything else. Could Nehemiah have been sitting in that palace with the king and just chilled? It reminds me of also Esther. Esther's now married into greatness, and Mordecai comes to her and says, my lady, reveal your identity, risk your life, risk the good life that you have to save the people. How many of you sometimes feel like, do you know what? Good is really the enemy of great. The fact that I got my bills paid, the fact that I'm just carrying on, the fact that I'm living a certain lifestyle, the fact that I'm actually okay, can prevent me from pushing. How many of you put yes in the chat if you would push if you were about to be evicted tomorrow? How many of you, if you had 90 days before you were evicted to make 1 million, you would start pushing a little bit harder? Type push in the chat. If you had your back against the wall, some of us only fight with our backs against the wall. But what if we could train our mind to push without being pushed? What if we could train our mind to just do it? What if we could get excited about a purpose that, regardless of our current situation, we would push through? We would do it. We would just get it done. No excuses, no chattings. I was talking to one of my sisters the other day and she was really upset with me. She was like, Nikki, you are harsh. You gave it to me so raw, Nikki. I don't really like that. I feel like I've been doing my best. I said, but your best ain't good enough, babe. Your best ain't good enough. Your kids are suffering. You just told me you don't have food in your cupboard. Your best ain't good enough. So what are we gonna do? Do you want me to massage your crying or do you want to fix it? You see, some of you only talk to certain people because they're going to give you the pat on the back. But a real friend, real accountability is going to tell you the thing in love and say, listen to me good. We've got to change certain things, sis. You're better than that. You're telling me for months you hate your job, but you're sitting down watching Netflix. Make it make sense. You're telling me that you're not in the situation that you are. Oh, Nikki, it's a mindset. It is a mindset. But how do you change your mindset? By doing something. So we started off this call talking about, going through pain. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you, just reminding you, those that just come on, to look at the pain. What is God teaching you about it? Then I want to challenge you. Who is it that you need to serve? Who is it that's going to need your experience from what it is that you've been through? Here's the next challenge. Nehemiah started to build. This is a point because some of us forget it. We manifest, we'll read the affirmations, we'll look in the mirror, we'll pray, we'll get all spiritual, we'll say shandala, shandala, and then we will not do nothing. We will sit. We will sit and do nothing and hope that God will come on a flying horse and just put all the things in our account or put all the thing and make it happen. No, we have to move. I want you to write on your paper in big words, I need a strategy. One of the things that we have as believers sometimes is we over spiritualize. God did not build the wall, Nehemiah did. Prayed about it. He sought counsel. He put a team together. He didn't get distracted with the enemies when they came. You know what he did? He built. Someone type in your notes, build. What do you need to build? Now, here's what happens when the enemy decided to come in different ways. Not only did he build, he had to adapt, right? He had to adapt at certain points. And I want you to write this down. Adapt, overcome, and win in that order. Sometimes a shift is required. Sometimes you may have to adapt the strategy. So here they are building the wall. Then they realize the enemy's coming. So Nehemiah says, hold up, guys. Instead of building with two hands, we're going to build with one hand. We're going to protect with the other. Because we have a war. He didn't run. He didn't cry at that point. He got the crying was done at the beginning. He's now in the mode of focus. He's now in the mode. We've got to adapt, overcome, and win. I want everyone to write that down because that's something that I need us all to remember. That's been a motto of mine for probably about 15 years. Adapt, overcome, and win. Adapt, overcome, and win. Obstacle come. Okay, cool. Adapt, overcome, and win. I must win. I must build. I must get this wall done. The wall must be done. Adapt, overcome, and win. Adapt, overcome, and win. He said, okay, cool. They may be coming, but guess what? Guess what? I'm going to make sure that we're ready. I have a saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Some of us are so thrown off. Someone says a word or something comes through the mail or something happens and all of a sudden we're ready to throw in the towel. We got to strengthen up. We got a man up. We got a woman up. We got to get up. We got to just do it. There's no excuses. Like some of us want pats on the back for giving it a go. Can we remove that from our mouth? I'll just give it a go. See how it works. See how it works. I just give it a go. I got a special announcement in a minute as I close off this call. So he prayed and fasted. He cried first, he prayed and fasted. After he prayed and fasted, he then went to, what we could call his mentor. Mentor gave him resources. The mentor gave him direction. The mentor gave him protection. He then brought a team together, put the right people in position. He then began to build. He then prepared for the opposition. When the opposition was coming for him, he adapted, he overcame to win. He re-strategized. He didn't get, he didn't lose his focus and get distracted. Kept on building, kept on speaking the word. Shall I come down? It's almost sarcastic, like I'm doing a good thing over here. Shall I really come down to talk to you now? Some of you have to prioritize your conversations. Uh-oh, where'd that come from? Oops. How many of you have to prioritize your conversations? Let me tell you who I do prioritize, Pastor Luke. That man called my phone. Listen, Lav, I was supposed to call you back. Speaking to Laverne, I was like, listen, my mentor's calling, I gotta go. Prioritize my value. Prioritize being poured into. I prioritize the conversations that are edifying me because I also have to make sure that I am a product of what I teach. So many people want people to honor them. They want people to be mentored by them. They want people to sow into them, but they won't do the same. Here's how you look for a mentor. You also want to find out who they're being mentored by. What's their lineage? Do they follow the same principles they teach? Nehemiah prioritized the vision. He prioritized the focus. He prioritized getting the wall built. He avoided those distractions that were going to take him away from where he needed to be. And then finally, someone write down in your notes, record-breaking time. When you just do it, when you focus, there's a book called The One Thing. If you haven't got it, get it. It's going to really help you. The One Thing. If you really focus on one thing, if you really get tunnel vision, if you really understand the power of focus, I'm about to tell you right now, and maybe one person on this call is going to receive it, that the results that you are going to get in this season is going to be record-breaking time, that people are going to say, you just came. How come you got those results overnight? How come you've been given the mic so soon? How come you made ambassador already? How come you're doing this and that? So just in record-breaking time, I don't know if anybody here receive it. Maybe someone will receive it on the replay. But in record-breaking time, the way God is going to show his favor over your life, you're going to see money coming into your account that you don't even know why. You're going to start to see things happen in your life that most people have been waiting for 20, 30, 50 years, but you're going to see it happen just like that, that overnight, suddenly, all of a sudden, in one moment, just because of your obedience, your humility, your work ethic, your boldness to really stand and listen to what God has said to you, for your connection to the right people, for getting the right teams around you, for you hearing from God, from you staying humble, all of a sudden you start to see the suddenly moment. One man. Now, the Bible said, and it was so long I didn't even read it all, in Ezra, how many of the man them said they wanted to rebuild the walls? How many of the man them came out of captivity with Nehemiah on the same day? But there's only one Nehemiah. How many of you are asking, why are you choosing me, God, to go through this pain? It started with pain, but it didn't end there. It started with him crying, but it didn't end there. The question is, cry or create? I'm going to say both. Sometimes you need both, but you don't stay in the crying. How many of you right now are in your creative bag, as they call it? I've been in my creative bag for the last few years, but there's something in this season where the bar has been risen. I don't know whether it's the impact from Come As You Are. I don't know whether it's planning the Come As You Are in November. And by the way, if you don't have your ticket for Come As You Are, you're playing yourself. Let me tell you guys, all of you that have, Super Pink, Pink VIP, and the gold ticket, Super Pink, whatever you've got. If you've got your ticket already, go ahead and type in the chat what ticket you have. If you secured your ticket, go ahead and type what ticket you have. Comeasyouare.vip is the website, comeasyouare.vip. And what we're doing is 3 days of literal strategy. Now we are looking at, and unfortunately, I know we've got men on the call. Sorry, Trev, but we have this is a strong women's conference where in November 14, 15, 16, I think it is, we are getting together. So the super pinks and the pink VIPs will be there from the Friday. Now, Friday is a masterclass with me. I'm going to be giving you behind the scenes plays to launching an event, to launching a retreat, to launching anything that God has called you. I'm going to give you some behind the scenes stuff that you have never heard of, and no coach is ever going to tell you. I'm going to be putting you on game on the Friday. The Friday, I'm giving strategy on how you can create from purpose to product all in one day. We're not playing, right? I'm going to give you that strategy flat. If you guys in VIP think I've given you strategy, you haven't seen nothing yet. I just haven't had enough time. 45 minutes a quarter is just not enough time with y'all, right? So that is the Friday. Saturday, we're going to be looking at the whole woman. So strategy. This is not going to be the spiritual day. This is strategy. So Saturday is strategy. The woman and her decision making, the woman and her finances, the woman and her business, the woman and her marriage, the woman and sex, the woman and her health. We have a health panel. We have so much happening. Of course, we're going to do the giveaways again, money giveaways, the iPad giveaway, all of that stuff. But we're going to really get tangible and strategic. That what are you going to do from that day when it comes to your health? What are you going to do from that day when it comes to your money? When it comes to your business? You're going to leave there with some clear takeaways for you as the woman. Of course, it's going to be in a luxury property. It has, swimming pool, jacuzzi, all of that. It's going to feel like a mini retreat. Property is amazing. It's got 24-hour bar, and also the restaurant is beautiful. And we're also going to be catered. The food is catered by Island Paradise as well. We ain't playing when it comes to giving you guys good food. So the whole weekend, your dinner, it's lunch actually, is provided by Island Paradise. We're also going to have, the VIPs that are the super pinks only will have a special dinner with me on the Friday night as well. So super pinks will have the dinner. The masterclass is for the pink VIPs and the super pinks. Okay. But the dinner is super pinks. This is where we're going to go deep into your personal business, and I'm going to help you to launch it at the dinner table. I'm not playing no games. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not holding nothing back. We're going to really go deep on that Friday night dinner. Okay. Then the Saturday strategic day, and then the Sunday is the spiritual day. The Sunday is where we're going to break the lid. There's going to be the worship. We're going to have, we're really going to look at the spiritual realm in a different way. We're actually going to look at it tangibly. We're also going to look at how we approach the mindset. Because what's the point of learning the strategy if we don't actually break the mindset that's going to stop us from applying the strategy in the first place? So absolutely fun packed, weekend, luxury. I'll be honest, the only female luxury weekend conference in the UK, hands down, that's happening in November. Come as you are.vip if you haven't already got a ticket. But here's a special announcement that I want to do. You guys ready? Drum roll, ready for this? This is something that I am so proud of. I get so excited about this. And, I was speaking to Pastor Luke, and he's like, Nikki, you should really be charging for this. And I'm just like, bro, I know it's just something that I do for fun. And so I'm not going to charge for it this year, but next year I will be, because I have to be coachable. But I'm gonna be uncoachable. He said I should be charged for it. And I normally, every time I do something, I always go back to him and go, you know what, you're right, I should have done it with so much value. But here's what I'm gonna say. Those of you that are blessed by what I'm about to say, you guys can what do they say? Do an offering. I'll let you guys pay me at the end, depending on how much you think it's worth. How about that? I am open to offerings. I'm going to start putting my offering bucket online, so y'all can just start offering me. Shout out to those in the investors community. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm helping you guys make thousands. There's some of you be making thousands a day, thousands a week in that investor academy, right? I'm gonna put my offering bucket out there. Okay. But yeah, so I'm doing this absolutely free because it is just laid on my heart. I've been doing it for a few years, but how I'm gonna do it this year, I've never done this before. And okay, so what I'm gonna do two. All right, I'm gonna do two in the month of July. Now the Lord Heavenly Father. So here's what I'm about to do, right? So for those of you that are part of the Investors Academy, okay, so you guys trade with me, we trade oil, gold, and all that niceness. I'm going to be doing a boot camp for you guys in July, okay? Now I'm only going to take probably around 12 persons, and you'll see the bootcamp application inside. It's going to be absolutely free. And what you're going to do is you're going to have set tasks by me. I'm going to be on your neck. I am going to be on your neck. My foot is going to be in your neck in this bootcamp. It is going to be a bootcamp. Come as you are.vip for the come as you are. Okay. So just type come as you are.vip. Okay. And you'll be pleased, the men, that this one does include the men. Okay. So the boot camp for the trading, uh, uh, that's linked for the come as you are. But the boot camp for the trading is men and women. Okay. So there is no holding back on that. And so I'll be putting the link inside the community for the application process so you guys can all join that. You'll probably see that by next week, okay? Come as you are.vip. Yeah. So those of you inside the Investor Academy, you will be able to apply for a spot on the boot camp. And I'll be doing interviews. I'll be interviewing because I'm not wasting my listen. Although it's free for you, but it ain't free for me. It's a time investment that I'm going to be doing to work with you all. And we're going to really get behind this investing bag. I want to see you. It's going to be daily. It's going to be daily interaction, daily accountability, and I'm coming all in. Okay. Not everyone will be accepted. I just can't. That's the honest truth. And I will be looking to see the best students, the people that are doing the work, etc. Okay, so that's for the investors. Now, for those of you that have a business or a business idea or you want to push in business, I am also going to be doing in the month of July, I'm going to be doing a business boot camp. Now, this business boot camp will be only open to the VIP ladies. Okay, so this is a VIP ladies boot camp, and this one is going to get your money bags up. I'm going to be only selecting 10 persons and I'm going to help you to create a six-figure income within the 6 weeks that we are working. I'm not playing. I've done it. I've done it many times. I've started businesses from scratch. In fact, if I wanted to be hyped, I could start something with you all just to prove the point. But it depends on how much time I'm going to take. But I'm only, and again, this is going to be absolutely free. Okay. And I'm going to be picking probably around 10. I don't think I can do 12 with this one. I'll probably pick 10 and it's going to be only from the VIP community. Let me give you a tip. I'm already looking at the people that do the homework inside the community. So you all already have an advantage because I will be reading through what you've put. You see, everything is intentional and some things are, some things you snooze, you lose. So I put some homework in there and some of you did it, some of you didn't. But hey ho, I was speaking to some of my closer mentees, those that have come on retreats earlier. And we were talking, shout out to those that came on the Croatia retreat. We are talking about staying relevant and staying humble and keeping close to the fire. And how those that there will be some that make excuses and some that make things happen. And that's just standard. But when it comes to access is earned. Access, the mentor will continually pour when they see that action is being taken, when they see that people are doing what it is that it is. And if somebody cannot keep up with the group homework, there's no way they're going to be able to keep up with what I am going to be doing with them one-to-one. So I'm going to be looking for those of you that are VIPs, okay? I'm going to be making the group for the business bootcamp. Now, I'll just be honest, this is going to be savage. So this is not for criers. Like you've got to have got the crying out the way already. This is for people that want to create a six-figure income within an intense bootcamp. It's going to be very intense. It's going to be coming off of this Thursday's masterclass. Okay, so please make sure you've put your alarms on for 7 p.m. on Thursday. The masterclass is going to be doing a lot of the prep, and then those of you that make it onto the boot camp, and again, this is a boot camp that I have never done before. This boot camp is personal, right? I'm literally, going to be working with you guys on such an intense level that it needs to be the right people. It needs to be people that don't make excuses, don't tell me they're too. Here's another thing. If you say you're too busy, do you know you actually turn opportunities away? That is one of the biggest red flags for any coach when I hear that somebody's too busy. If you're too busy, there's nothing more that I can do for you because you're too busy, right? So just be prepared that this is a new layer. And those of you that also, and this is men and women as well, those of you that are people that want more one-on-one time, we also have a one-on-one mentorship with me, and it does start at 10,000 for the year for entry level, and then it goes up to 30,000 depending on what your needs are. So there are now, there always has been these products behind the scenes, but I'm now opening them up online and also to the community. And so if you are interested in one-on-one mentorship, then you will be able to apply for that. And again, that's not a given. It is an application process. Also, as well, I know there's a lot of people that want to invest. Those of you that want to do, get involved in investments, we do have a community investment space, but we also have one-on-one, and one-on-one starts at 5,000, okay, for one session or a multiple of sessions, depending on whether you want virtual as well. So there's different capacities to be able to work with me. But here's what I'm saying is I'm saying that it's cry or create. The products and services that I've been able to create have come off the back of needs, have come off the back of me putting myself out there, have come off the back of people saying, hey, look, Nikki, I'd love for you to work with you in this capacity. Nikki, I'd love to go on. Wouldn't it be great if we did that? And do you know where it all started? The book. Okay, it all started with the book. Very, very simple. The Investors Academy, which one is the Investors Academy? So the Investors Academy is our Gold Diggers academy, and it's where we invest together. We look at gold, we look at oil, we look at silver, and we do daily investments. Anybody made some money today? If you're part of the Investors Academy and you made some money, go ahead and type in the chat how much money you made today. I just want to celebrate you all because you all have been fantastic. It's been great energy in there. I've been making a lot of people a lot of money. Those that take action, there's been people that's made ranges of different amounts. And so congratulations. You made a grand, Lola. Congrats. Um, 5K. Yeah. People be making money over there. And it is a really nice space to be at. Also, if you want to be part of the VIP Academy, okay, the VIP is for women only. It's a place where we literally, as women, we connect once a month. We have the monthly masterclass, okay, and we also have daily homework in there too. And it's also where you have, at this point, I'm just letting you guys know that we are going to be changed. Those of you that are in VIP, you're secure, you're good. But after June, there will be no one-on-ones with me for any new persons that sign up. So if you have been interested in joining, it will be great for me to be able to do your quarterly one-to-ones. After that, the one-to-ones will not be done by me. There will be another process. So those of you that are already in, congratulations, because you still get me and you still have that. The early bird definitely has a worm, but I do want to make sure I'm providing the right attention to the right people. So some of you may see that the way we communicate and connect is slightly different. We have now a team that do the support emails. We now have, my assistant Charmaine, who has changed roles slightly. We've got some other things happening for Charmaine, which is great. We also have a manager on the social media, and also as well, we've connected my WhatsApp to a social media sort of manager a couple of days a week as well. So there's a lot of different ways to connect with me, and there's a lot of different things happening. So no disrespect or dishonor, but memberships has its privileges, and also access has access points. Love everybody, but can we all accept that there's no way that one woman, Nehemiah as it is, can serve 2,000 people at the same time? It's a great feeling to have, the communities all over expanding and doing great things. But it does mean that we do have protocol and provisions. So that was just a little bit of an update, but I'm excited for the boot camps. The boot camps are going to be great. And I'm also excited for those that are going to have the option to be working with me on a closer basis as we open that up over the next couple of weeks. I'm just tying up they are yearly packages. So I'm just tying up some of my existing clients that have been going through the process over the last 12 months. And then I potentially will open up those spots as well. All right. So listen to me very, very carefully. Here we go. It's 2222, the time right now. And I'm going to tell you this. You can cry or you can create. Final piece of homework this week for you is to make a decision on what you're going to create this week. What are you going to create this week? Who are you going to get to help you? And who's going to hold you accountable to making sure you get it done? Please share your testimonials with me. Social media on Instagram, I am Nikki Sutherland. Okay, I'd love to hear the stories. If you're not a part of the free community that we have on Telegram, please find out from whoever shared this link with you and see how you can get in there. Also, as well, we have our community app. Those of you on the old iPhone, go ahead and download the Rebuild Community. I've promised the Android people that we're coming. Listen, it is y'all Samsung people, Android lifestyle, be giving me problems. But the Android is coming, but we do have the internet version. All right. Hopefully I can share the link. But you do need to register first from the website and then just download the app and you will be able to connect. So we are expanding in all levels, right? And I say this. If you knew me rebuilding last week, you don't know me at all because I am rebuilding every single day. Every day I'm connecting with the good old mentor and I'm being poured into as I pour into you. So just remember, we keep growing. We never reach, we've never arrived. We're never too good to learn. And we're all going to be in a place where we just learn how to learn how not to be that strong person all the time, and learn to be poured into as well. All right, so I'm going to drop in the link for those of you that don't have it already. It is a free community, okay? And I'm hoping that you go. Oh, last thing as well, guys, is the Come As You Are. Those of you that have your those of you that have paid your £50 deposits, okay, when you're buying your ticket, reach out to the email, or you can reach out to myself or Charmaine. There is a special code for those of you that put down your £50. I know some of you have already paid for your your ticket already, and we sorted that out privately. But those of you that haven't, there's a special code for your £50. I'll tell you, you want to secure whatever position you want now, because yeah, the way Come As You Are is moving. Also as well, the hotel, you get the hotel details once you've secured your ticket. The hotel only have 55 rooms left. My advice is partner with someone, share a room, and get your room secure now. Okay, do not play around with that. Get your room secure so that you are not in the sister hotel. It's only 5 minutes around the corner, but you want to be in the vicinity. There's 55 rooms left. It's 300 participants. Do the maths. Everyone is not going to fit, right? So please make sure that you secure your hotel. Hotel is given to you once you've secured your ticket. So please, guys, get it sorted. Ladies, you already know what it is. We're going to be, if you think Come As You Are was turned up last time, just know that Come As You Are is going all the way up. Okay, so I'm just going to put the link in for you guys. And I am just excited for what is taking place right now. We also have the financial literacy retreat where we are going to be investing live together in London in a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to seeing the retreaters. Okay, the retreaters. There is still 2 places left for this retreat. So those of you that are interested, then please reach out. You can apply for that. So I've just put the links in there for the free community. So you can just click it, register, and then you'll be able to go and download the app or just go in via that link. Okay. And the last link I'll put in here is for the retreat. And we have the I Am Woman retreat coming in May 2026 as well. So that is women only, but the trade retreat is both men and women. So if you are interested in the financial literacy retreats, I believe the children's one is sold out now. So we have the Entrepreneurettes retreat. I believe that is now sold out. But the financial literacy retreat at the end of this month, we still have 2 places left. If you do want to attend that, then please go ahead and apply there. So with that being said, a little bit over, but I want to wish you an absolutely amazing week. Who's fired up? Who is ready to create? Okay, I know the rule is 90% of people won't do it, but I know you guys are above the 90%. You guys are going to go create. We're going to create, 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 create. And those of you in the VIP, I'm going to see you on Thursday for our masterclass, and we are going to head it all the way up. If you haven't joined VIP, there's still time to be a part of VIP so that you can join that masterclass, which is all about creating, right? We're going to be going all in on that. And I'll see those of you on the investor side, on the inside, you know how we do. Let's make it happen. Good night. God bless you. Have an amazing week. Take care and keep on building brick by brick. Let's go.